Imagine this. Your business runs without drowning in endless paperwork. Bureaucratic red tape? Well, gone. And a government that works more like a Silicon Valley startup than a bloated institution. Sounds too good to be true? Well, today we're diving into how DOGE, the new Department of Government Efficiency, spearheaded by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, might just make that dream a reality for your small business. Hello, and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast where we cut through the noise around artificial intelligence and tech trends to bring you actionable strategies for growing your business. Now, this is the space for entrepreneurs like you, owners and innovators ready to scale sustainably, leverage cutting-edge tools, and navigate the changing landscape of policies and regulations in an AI-driven world. Now, together, we're building technology-enabled superpowers, businesses that thrive not just in the marketplace, but as part of a supportive, forward-thinking economy. And today, we're taking on one of the hottest topics dominating headlines, the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE. Yes, it shares its name with the iconic meme, but what this initiative aims to do is no joke. Now, billionaire tech entrepreneur Elon Musk and former GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy have been tapped to lead this bold experiment. Their mission? Well, to slash trillions in waste, overhaul bureaucratic processes, and redefine how government interacts with businesses like yours. So, what does this mean for you? How could DOGE change the game for small business owners? So here's the pitch. Less red tape, streamlined operations, and potentially fewer headaches when it comes to compliance and access to funding. But as with any massive shakeup, there are risks. So today we'll unpack these questions and more as we explore the top 3 opportunities DOGE could bring for small businesses. So this revolution is really going to shake up small businesses. You've got election results, some spicy policy debate, even a little bit of philosophy thrown in for good measure, like a sneak peek into the future of American entrepreneurship, the whole shebang. So let's start with the first major opportunity that DOGE could bring for small businesses, and that's cutting red tape. Now, it's a phrase that we hear all the time, but what does it really mean for you, the entrepreneur working late nights to keep your business running? Well, here's the deal. Bureaucracy has long been a thorn in the side of small businesses. Whether it's mountains of paperwork, complicated regulations, or slow-moving approval processes. These hurdles don't just eat up your time, and they cost you money. Now, a recent study showed that small businesses spend an average of 80 hours a year dealing with federal regulation. That's 2 full weeks that you could spend growing your business instead of navigating red tape. Take something as simple as applying for a business permit or securing a government contract. Now, for many small business owners, these processes are a nightmare. Slow, complex, and really often outdated. And let's be real. Larger corporations with bigger budgets and dedicated legal teams have an unfair advantage here. Now, this is where DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, comes in. With Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy at the helm, their mandate is clear: eliminate waste and inefficiency. So imagine a world where applying for a permit takes days, not months. Where compliance is simplified with the help of AI-powered systems that guide you step by step through the process. In fact, early buzz suggests that one of the primary goals of DOGE is to digitize and streamline government services, replacing those archaic systems with modern technology. Now, just think online portals that use artificial intelligence to automate filings, track applications in real time, and flag potential issues before they become roadblocks. Now, for small business owners, this could be a game changer. Imagine spending less time buried in forms and more time focusing on innovation or customer service and growing your bottom line. And it's not just about saving time, it's about creating a more level playing field. Here's a quick example. Let's say you're running a food truck business and you need a health permit to expand into a new city. Okay, now right now, that process could take weeks, with endless back and forth to correct errors or provide additional documents. So let's just imagine that with an AI-driven system under DOGE, you could complete the application in minutes, upload your documents securely, and get notified instantly if anything's missing. Now, we've already seen glimpses of what this could look like in the past. Think back a little bit. Maybe some of you remember TurboTax. I had a tax filing service in my insurance business. Diversification that we talked about last week to bring in additional revenue during some tough or uncertain economic times. So, think about how TurboTax simplified tax filing for individuals. Now, that's the kind of transformation DOGE is aiming for, but on a much bigger scale. So from securing permits to renewing licenses, the goal is to remove the unnecessary friction that slows down small businesses. So how can you prepare for this potential shift? Well, let me give you 3 actionable steps. First, go digital now. Start by digitizing your records and processes today. If DOGE rolls out AI-driven compliance systems, being digital ready will save you time and headaches down the road. Now next, stay informed. Keep an eye on new government platforms or pilot programs. These often launch quietly at first, but can offer early adopters a true competitive edge. Now finally, and this is important, engage with policy discussions. Join local business groups or forums where government reforms are discussed. Your voice as a small business owner matters, and advocating for smart, small business-friendly policies could help shape these changes. Now, cutting red tape might sound like a dream. The government actually running like a super lean tech startup sounds kind of wild, right? But with DOGE's focus on efficiency, Musk's mission to obliterate waste, and Vivek's desire to streamline everything, imagine what small businesses could do with less red tape and more resources freed up. Just think of the possibilities. I'm talking faster approvals, fewer compliance headaches, and more time for what truly matters, and that's running your business. It's a bold move for sure, but remember, this is just the beginning. Now let's take a quick breather here. If you're enjoying the episode and picking up some valuable insights, make sure to subscribe to Small Business Big AI on your favorite podcast app so you never miss out on future conversations. And hey, if you know someone who could use this information, go ahead and share it with them too. All right, let's dive into the second major opportunity DOGE could bring for small businesses, and that's unlocking new funding channels and incentives. Now, if you've ever felt like you're running your business on a shoestring budget, this one is definitely for you. Now, here's the reality. Small businesses drive innovation, they create jobs and fuel local economies. Yet we often operate with the slimmest margins, constantly juggling priorities. And let's not even start on the hoops that you have to jump through to secure a loan or qualify for government grants. The truth is, the system isn't set up with small businesses in mind. It's clunky, it's outdated, and it really often favors the big players. Now, think about this. How many great ideas have you had to shelve because you didn't have the funds to bring them to life? Or how many opportunities have you missed because the process for securing funding felt like you were navigating a maze with a blindfold over your eyes and your hands tied behind your back? And now you know what I'm talking about. Every one of us small business owners, we've been there and experienced that. For example, I once spoke with a listener, also a client, who wanted to adopt AI in their small retail business, to better analyze customer data and predict trends. But the cost of implementation and the lack of accessible funding options really kept them stuck. They knew the investment could revolutionize their business, but they just couldn't make the numbers work. Or another example I heard about recently on the Ben and Mark show, it was regarding the practice of pressuring banks to deny financial services to specific industries or businesses, not to mention cryptocurrencies here, but the impact on startups is severe, making it really difficult to raise funds or collect revenue, pay expenses, or even simply execute payroll. Now, such actions create a chilling effect on innovation and entrepreneurship, especially for smaller entities who are unable to mount legal challenges against the government. Now, this is where DOGE could change the game. It seems from what we've been hearing and reading that one of the department's goals is to reallocate the trillions saved by cutting waste into productive uses, including small business incentives and innovation grants. Now, think of it like this. Instead of tax dollars getting lost in inefficiency, those funds could be reinvested into the backbone of the economy, you. Now imagine access to R&D grants for small businesses involving AI or clean energy, maybe tax credits for adopting energy efficient solutions, or streamlined applications for federal loans and contracts. Now, with a focus on technology and innovation, DOGE could create a funding landscape where small businesses not only survive, but actually thrive. So let's take a hypothetical example. Say you're running a drone service business. Maybe you specialize in agricultural surveying or disaster relief. Now, under DOGE, you might find yourself eligible for new government-backed grants aimed at encouraging tech adoption or innovation in underserved sectors. Now, that funding could help you expand your fleet, develop new AI capabilities, or even hire additional staff. And it's not just about tech businesses. So potential reforms from DOGE could create opportunities for Main Street businesses as well. Like, think restaurants accessing grants for energy efficient kitchen upgrades, or service providers getting subsidies to adopt AI-powered efficient scheduling tools. So how can you position your business to take advantage of these potential opportunities? Well, here are 3 actionable steps. So first, research current funding opportunities. even before DOGE rolls out new programs, familiarize yourself with existing grants, loans, and tax credits. Now, you'd be surprised at how many resources are out there but simply underutilized. Next, prepare to scale. Now, we talk about this all the time. Dream big. If new funding options become available, you'll need a clear vision for how to use those resources effectively. So start building your wish list now, whether it's upgrading technology, expanding operations, or launching a new product line. And finally, track DOGE-related announcements. Yes, I know. Many of you are tired of hearing about the elections and glad it has passed. But this is critical, my small business, big AI family. Stay informed about DOGE's progress and any new funding programs it might include. Being an early adopter could give you a competitive edge. Unlocking new funding channels could be a game changer for small businesses, but it's up to you to be ready when the opportunities arrive. Now, with DOGE's focus on innovation and efficiency, the potential for growth is huge. So start preparing now, because when the door opens, you want to be the first in line. Ready to take your small business to superhuman levels with AI? Well, subscribe to Small Business Big AI and start building your technology-enabled superpower today. If you've got questions or just want to continue the conversation, join me over on LinkedIn or Facebook. The info is in the show notes. Now, I'd love to hear what's on your mind as we navigate this AI journey together. And hey, don't stop there. Get engaged. Contact your representatives about business-friendly policies. And they're elected to serve we the people, and that includes you. Now let's dive into the third major opportunity DOGE could bring for small businesses, and that's building a tech-forward ecosystem. Now, when we think of innovation and advanced tech, it's easy to imagine billion-dollar corporations or, Silicon Valley startups. But what if the same tools, resources, and infrastructure fueling these giants became accessible to businesses like yours? Right now, small businesses often find themselves left behind when it comes to adopting new technologies. And why? Because cutting-edge tools can be expensive, often difficult to implement, or they require infrastructure like high-speed internet or secure cloud systems. And that simply isn't available everywhere, at least not yet. That's why we'll keep our eye on Musk. And let's not forget the steep learning curve that comes with navigating these tools while juggling everything else on your plate as an entrepreneur. Now, Musk and Ramaswamy understand this. So this is not about politics. It doesn't matter where you stand, because an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, whether red, white, blue, purple, or green. An entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. Now, it appears the vision for a tech-driven government with DOGE could make all the difference. By modernizing infrastructure and fostering public-private partnerships, DOGE aims to create a ripple effect that benefits not just large enterprises, but small businesses across the board. So picture this, a government-backed push for widespread 5G connectivity and secure cloud systems that enable businesses of all sizes to harness AI for everything from customer service to inventory management. Or imagine affordable access to AI-powered platforms for predictive analytics or marketing automation and personalized customer experiences. Beyond connectivity, DOGE could also champion initiatives like digital training programs and technology grants tailored for small businesses. Now, these efforts would empower entrepreneurs to adopt and maximize cutting edge tools without breaking the bank. Okay, let's make this real. Let's say you're running a small landscaping company in a rural area. Now, right now, you rely on traditional marketing, maybe, some word of mouth and manually tracking your schedules. But with better infrastructure and AI tools made affordable through government partnerships, you could essentially use AI to predict peak demand for your services, optimize routes to save fuel and time, or even run hyper-targeted marketing campaigns that reach the exact customers that you want and need. Now, to draw a parallel, think about how public libraries evolved to offer internet access back in the 1990s. Suddenly communities everywhere had a gateway to the digital world. Now, that same principle applies here. By investing in foundational tech infrastructure, DOGE could quite honestly help level the playing field for small businesses, thus, bringing cutting edge capabilities to Main Street. Now, that's assuming that they do the right thing. So, what can you do now to prepare for a tech-forward ecosystem? Well, here are 3 actionable steps that you can actually take today. So first, assess your tech readiness. Take stock of the tools and systems you're currently using. What's working, what's not. Identifying gaps now will help you prioritize upgrades when new resources become available. Next, as I always say, start small. Begin exploring AI-powered tools that are currently accessible, like chatbots for customer service or marketing automation software or even inventory management systems. Building familiarity now will make it easier to adopt more advanced solutions later. And finally, invest in learning, which is already obvious since you're listening to the Small Business Big AI podcast. It's smart to stay ahead of the curve by committing to ongoing education. Whether it's online courses, webinars, or even podcasts like this one, keeping up with tech trends will position you as a leader in your industry. So building a tech-forward ecosystem isn't about catching up to the big corporations. It's about positioning small businesses like yours as drivers of innovation and growth. Now, we don't know all the specifics or details of DOGE yet. However, with Elon's focus on modernizing infrastructure and making technology more accessible, the future is brimming with possibilities for entrepreneurs willing to just simply embrace the change. So, to all my small business owners listening out there, I want you to really think about this. Just what if the government was actually efficient? No more red tape, no more bureaucratic nightmares, with regulations that actually help businesses grow. Access to funding, resources, all that good stuff. What could you do? What kind of amazing things could you create? Think big, because the future is not set in stone. We're writing it right now, and small businesses have a huge role to play. We're the ones with the passion, the drive, the willingness to push boundaries. So stay curious, stay engaged, because this is just the beginning. And that wraps up our deep dive into the top 3 opportunities DOGE could possibly bring for small businesses. But before we go, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take one step this week to assess your business's tech readiness. Now, whether it's researching AI tools, exploring grants, or simply brainstorming how you could leverage new tech, start building your roadmap for a tech-forward future. Now, that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks again for tuning in. We all know that small businesses are the heart and soul of the American dream, and the future belongs to those who are prepared to adapt, because we're not building small businesses anymore. In the AI era, entrepreneurs are building big. We're building technology-enabled superpowers. Now, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a fellow entrepreneur who needs a little AI magic in their life. Also, if you've got a story about how AI has helped you, I'd love to hear it. So reach out and maybe your story will inspire a future episode. Until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim, and this has been Small Business Big AI. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.